Hello, welcome back. I'm Jonathan Mathis, the Sports Judge. Thanks for checking out the content and supporting the channel. If you like the content and enjoy sports commentary, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. The ball has been thrown into the air, and we tipped off in the series opener of the Western Conference Finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder take a 1-0 series lead in the Western Conference Finals, thanks largely to a dominant second half on both ends of the floor, especially defensively, much to the delight of OKC fans all over the place. They heard all the noise surrounding their team, the narratives of them lacking experience, being too young. Now, here's where a lot of you are going to think I'm crazy for saying this, because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, in my belief, is the best point guard in the game. Right now, that's how it feels. You're seeing one of the most talented people to touch a basketball in the history of the sport he plays. He's an unappreciated, athletic, Canadian-born player, and he's so special when he plays this sport. I think he's unquestionably the most underrated player in the game currently speaking. To me, SGA, top 5 NBA player. I'm supposed to believe, the casuals are supposed to believe, that he's not in the same conversation as some of these other top tier guards we talk about. Last night was a reminder. He's a top level player in this league. The era of ball watching is just ignorant when we have this conversation about Shai, because his play style never appealed to the average onlooker. The level of ignorance is just beyond incomprehensible. When you look at any franchise or team, you always have to look at wins and improvement. If your team had the best record overall during the regular season, and your leader is an MVP candidate because of what he brings to the team, how can you honestly say that's not top tier talent when clearly Shai has performed like a top 5 player? Can we go ahead and acknowledge that he's led the youngest team in the NBA to first place in the Western Conference in back-to-back seasons? I'm going to give this man his flowers. Hell, I'll give him a bouquet. The fact that Shai has to earn that respect shows how folks feel about him. I would put him above a lot of guards in this league. You don't like this guy because his style of play, in your eyes, makes the game unwatchable. What are we talking about here? I feel like, once again, Shai's incredible season is getting overlooked. What baffles me about the whole thing is he still doesn't get the love. Last year, when I felt he was robbed of the MVP award, he took his team to 57 wins and the 1 seed. This year, 68 wins. And again, just like last year, he took his team back to the playoffs with the 1 seed and led them to the conference finals. That's a huge jump from the previous year. This is why OKC is first in the West and doing this right now. Everything you're seeing right now. We talk about Shai as if he's not a top 15 player in this league. You watch him in games and you think, and you convince yourself, oh, that guy, he's a foul merchant. He's on a team that's only good during the regular season. OKC is not built for the postseason. That's what we hear. That's what we've been told all postseason when it comes to the OKC Thunder. Do I think that of them? Absolutely not. I can say that I did give the Wolves the advantage in the series You cannot tell me Shai is not the best two-way guard in the league right now. And it's not even a knock on any other player, much as it is a compliment to how good Shai is. All the numbers are great he puts up, especially this time around. And when he plays, when he's on the floor, to me, he's not unenjoyable to watch. The excessive foul baiting and flopping that everybody complains about is no worse than what the rest of the players do. They do it and nobody says anything. 90% of the NBA flops. Shai's foul baiting, him being this foul merchant, people like to call him, doesn't really bother me. His style of play doesn't make him insufferable to watch. This is what I'm trying to tell you, is he's just not your typical player who a lot of you have gotten accustomed to. I hate the words foul merchant. He's not a foul merchant. It's not like he's looking to go to the free throw line on every possession. What it is with Shai is he plays the game the traditional way. So when you talk about him, yes, he gets to the line a lot, draws the foul, draws contact. But you gotta appreciate the fact that Shai doesn't settle. When watching a player who attacks the basket, it's incredible to me. We're watching a player who attacks the basket. When you talk about Shai, you always notice the same thing. This is not a scrub we're talking about. This is a star player, high IQ, elite mid-range, top-tier handle, defensive-minded, and poised beyond his years. It's the management of the game that you see from him that's impressive. I'm just going to tell you, he's always playing at a certain pace, and his teammates play around him. He's never taken all these three-pointers, not settling, and instead he attacks. And he does that more than any player in the NBA. No player in basketball attacks the basket more than Shai. He has led the league in drives per game over a 5-year span. It's like when people say he's doing this, he takes the fun out of the game and all that. I look at them like, are you crazy? He plays the game of basketball the way it should be played. And for all the talk about him attempting the most free throws, here's a stat for you. He's actually not the leading free throw shooter in the NBA. He's like third over a 5-year span. There's a bias in handling, or there's a bias in the way we handle things. There's a bias in handing out monumental awards in pro sports, but there's also a bias when it comes to particular players. We like to pick and choose. Part of it is, although he has emerged as the main guy in OKC, the market he's in is small. He's playing in the third smallest media market in the league. We only want to glorify the stars on teams in big markets and not realizing what we have in a player as special as Shai. Truly an outstanding performance from Shai in Game 1 of the conference finals. Scored 20 of his 31 points in the second half after going 2 of 13 from the field in the first half. That's what he does. That's the blueprint. It's what they do. They're aggressive in the way they attack the paint and like to finish around the rim. You know another thing they do well? They play defense. They're so committed on that side of the ball. OKC's defense dismantled Minnesota in the third and fourth. Their defense is so amazing. They go from that Game 7 against Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets, and then Game 1 comes of this series, and they're right at it. They're right at it. The first quarter, they usually come out rusty and not as aggressive, but then in the second half, they turn it on, come out more aggressive and start hitting big buckets. They just wore the Minnesota Timberwolves down completely. Their depth and identity are the two things that got OKC here. That's why they can hit you in so many areas and beat you in a number of ways, and that's what you got to see in Game 1. And now the Thunder lead the series 1-0. Game 2 is Thursday night in OKC. It's going to be a good one. All right. I'm wrapping this up now. That's all I have for you guys today. But I'll come back with more content, as always, very soon. Maybe tonight, sometime tomorrow, no doubt about it. But thanks for watching, and see you guys again soon. And real quick, before I get out of here, don't forget to smash the subscribe button. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Check with you guys sometime again soon.